Hello students, good day all of you. Today we discuss the concept function oriented programming paradigm. Simply it is called FOP, FOP. One small suggestion, if you haven't watched the lecture Basics of Programming, please watch this lecture before watching this. Then your understanding will be complete as well as pragmatic. Now, FOP, function oriented programming. Actually, in program development, there are two phases. The first phase is design, second phase is implementation. As far as design is concerned, mainly there are two paradigms, two models. One is FOP, function oriented programming. Second one is OOP, object oriented programming. And this function oriented programming is subset of OOP. That's why first, if you master function oriented programming, then it will be very easy and pragmatic to understand. Oh, this is the real strategy, a natural strategy. So if you consider take the languages, now C is every language based on a model they develop. C language adopts FOP approach, function oriented programming approach. So you can call C as a pure function oriented programming language, and this is Java. Java is purely object oriented programming language, and if you can see, take C++. C++, it is a hybrid language. Hybrid language means in C++, two parts are there. First part is called better C, that is improved C. Improved C is based on FOP and object oriented programming, that is OOP. So C++ is a hybrid language based on FOP and OOP. Okay, and next short. This is also pure OOP language. So first you have to understand these paradigms. Indirectly or directly, they help a lot to understand concepts. So without designing, we never construct anything. Here you must understand these paradigms, and then you learn language. Then your understanding will be very realistic, and there will be no doubt. Understand? Otherwise, unnecessarily you are purchasing your doubts. Many students, they neglect basics. Neglect basics. Basics may not be interesting, but you must learn basics, then proceed to language. And then many things you can understand in a realistic manner, and it creates an interest also. Understand? And those are, you can own the subject very easily. So in this topic, mainly to focus on uh, function oriented programming, and in this mainly top down modular approach we have to discuss, that is top down modular approach. This top down modular approach we can understand through two real life examples. There are, in real life, there are two massive tasks. Massive tasks. One is construction of a building. Second one is organizing a marriage function. These both are very massive tasks in our real life. And I will explain this top-down modular approach uh, through the two examples. One is construction of building, and the second one is organizing a marriage function. First, let us see construction of a building. Suppose you are a layman. If you are a layman, you never constructed a house on your own and all that. You know one thing. What are the activities involved in construction of a building? Those are dozens of activities are involved in that. That much you know. But if you have to construct your own building uh, on your own without engaging a contractor, then a real challenge starts. Now, being a layman, you can view this as single task, a single massive task. Where to start, where to end, and all that, you never know. You will be in lot of chaos. In such a situation, how top-down modular approach helps you just understand not only in the programming. Already I told you many times. Actually, all programming concepts based on real life concepts. So whatever concept you learn, first learn it through real life. Then your understanding will be complete and pragmatic. Then you come to computer concept. Then you can understand it well. If you have to write exam, there will be a lot of stuff. Time may be a constraint, and you need not by heart anything. As your own experience, how you are giving a mail to your friend, in the same manner you can write the exam. Number two is you can face the interviews. The interviews will be like a friendly talk, and definitely the interview board will appreciate you. There is no other choice for them because they never uh, hear this type of explanations from any student. Can make a challenge because many of my students reported that interview board people clapped for their answers, and whereas other people are interviewed for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, my students were interviewed 1 or 2 hours also. Many experience, not one or two. They inquired about me also. Here, no greatness. The only thing is real life. You learn computer programming through real life programming. This is a simple technique. You enjoy it. You feel that I gained good knowledge. Knowledge is power. It reflects on your face. It changes your body language. Many things are there. If you understand concepts and own them, then it definitely reflects on your face. Your self confidence is reflected on your face, and the body language will also be changed. Now, let us take up this task construction of building. Being a layman, if you view that, you can find hundreds of activities involved in that. Now, by applying top down modular approach, you can classify, they may be 100 or 50 or 200. I don't mind. Don't bother about it. Don't count them. Now, classify them, applying your brain and analyze that and classify them. How many groups of activities? The first one is approval. Approval, appointments, appointments. Third one, purchases. Just otherwise, you list out all the whatever activities you know involved in this program. Then you list out. They may be 100 or plus. Don't worry. Now classify them. Then you can find only three groups: approval, appointment, purchases. And you take the list of your 100 activities or more activities. Every activity you analyze, they come under one of these three. One of these three. In this context, the basic assumption is already you have a plot and you have ample funds for constructing house. After that, we are talking about only construction of the building. Now, you may list out dozens of activities. Any activity you take and analyze, they come under one of these things. So, at the juncture, lot of chaos is there because hundreds of activities are there. Where to start, where to end, and all that because of your inexperience, you cannot know. Now you come down one step down, then you are in a position to classify all the dozens of activities only in three groups. So that means you got a clarity and as well as confidence also. There are only three groups of activities. Now come down, come down. This is approval from town planning department, LST department, water and sewerage board, XYZ. Maximum, in order to construct a building, you have to get approval from four, five bodies, four, five governmental bodies, and then you got this clarity and appointments. This is a big list. Architect, engineer, mason, transporter, plumber, carpenter, electrician, welder, etc. etc. Now, come to yes. If you come to purchases, initially basic purchases like bricks, sand, chips, metal chips, steel, cement. These are the basic purchases. Later stage, wood, wood, basic electrical material. Thereafter, sanitary material. Thereafter, uh, decor- decorative material. Thereafter, paints, etc. etc. Now, if you are a layman also, don't worry, prepare this. In the top-down modular approach, you prepare this chart. After preparation of this chart, if you want a second opinion, go to your neighbor who already constructed the house or go to a contractor, show this thing. Then, any loopholes are there, then they will fill it and they can suggest you and you can prepare a complete list. Your designing is over. One way, your designing is over, you put the sheet in your pocket. Then you get a lot of confidence, no chaos. Your brain start functioning positively. Then you go to town planning department for the approval. Then first time you may go to government office to take some major approvals and all that. Then you can understand what is the procedure, what are the formalities, all that you can understand. Thereafter come to LSC department. Same experience helps you. Same experience helps you. Same experience helps you. After this, you will be in a position to guide somebody. And that is the thing. If you observe that, many contractors, building and other contractors, who are undertaking hundreds crores worth of contracts also, their qualification wise, those are 10th class failed candidates. But they are doing massive projects. Once somebody understands technique, nothing is great. Education is not so essential. Common sense. Common sense. You have to study your surroundings, what is happening. And every time, every minute, You have to improve your knowledge by observing the things. Bookish knowledge is limited. It helps you. It is all that refined knowledge. Suppose one author wrote a book means is cream of knowledge is putting here. So that will help you. I never say bookish knowledge is not useful. That helps you a lot. That is a formal knowledge. But by observing the world, you can learn many things. Why it is not? Many people feel I don't require this. Why should I learn? That is not that. When you require, suppose when you are 20, you may not construct a house. When you become 30, 35, you have to construct your own house. Observe that your brain, keep your brain always active. That only I'm telling. Nothing is unnecessary. Then that improves your common sense. Common sense. Don't fill your brain with rubbish things. Many things every time you can calculate many things and all that. By that way, you can give a good exercise to your brain, and at the same time, you can gain great common sense that is very much required in the real life. So now, now you got the clarity. Now you can put a tick like this every day, like this, like this, like this, like this. So mentally, this is like a good beginning. Good beginning is half ending. So your job is half ending. Mentally, you construct your house. Don't worry about that. Now, if you see this thing, you can find one thing. At top level, only one job is there. Top level, only one job is there. Now come down, come down, come down, come down, come down, come down, come down. So much clarity will be there. Here, only one job. A collection of a big set of jobs. Now come down, some clarity has come. Only three types of jobs. Now come down, come down, come down, come down. As much as possible it is until it cannot be dissectable. In such a way, dissect it. For the sake of simplicity, I have taken this example. That's why this is like this. So that's why it is called top-down modular approach. It is like illustratively, you are flying in an aeroplane, flying high in the aeroplane. Look at the ground, everything is blur, blur. Now you come down, some clarity, come down, some more clarity, come down, some more clarity, come down, some more clarity. Ultimately, you land. Then everything is clear. Everything is clear with your naked eye also. You can view the thing. So the same thing. So at this level, everything is blur. Lot of air. One step further, some clarity, some more clarity, some more clarity, some more clarity. Ultimately, everything is in your mental control. So this is the thing. That's why it is called top-down modular approach. Okay. In this context, one more example, if I give, that is also a very massive task. At the same time, it is very sensitive one. Sensitive one. Why it is so sensitive? Suppose here any lapses are there, you have to incur some loss, or schedules may be changed. But organizing marriage function strictly stipulated within a time frame, particular date, you have to complete everything. If you analyze that, there are many more activities, all very sensitive activities. Sensitive activities. Any lapses are there, they are not monetary loss. Human loss, you may lose relations. Suppose one invitation you have to give to a VIP. Then you forgot. Then you cannot rectify that afterwards. Understand? The damage cannot be recovered. Understand? That type of problems are there. It is highly sensitive project, and for that also we can apply this top-down modular approach. By that, if you are a layman, first time you are organizing a marriage function in your home also, you can successfully uh, organize that by using this top-down modular approach. Now, Let us consider this example, organizing marriage function. As you know, this is a massive function, massive task, and this is highly sensitive, and everything should be organized and done within the stipulated period. Any damage occurs and all that, it cannot be recoverable. Understand? Suppose for some VIP, you have to give a card, you forgot to give. That damage, the lapse will be, the gap will be like that only. The damage cannot be recovered. All these points you keep in mind. Now, organizing marriage function. Now, let us draw this chart like the previous example. The first one is cash management. Cash management is very core because you have to pay to dozens of people. So, cash management is very, very core here. Second one, accommodation. Accommodation. Actually, as far as accommodations are concerned, marriage halls and all that much advanced you have to book, and whenever marriage there guest rooms and all that you have to properly organize accommodation. Next, transport. You have to organize outstation transport and local transport. Invitations. This is a very, very crucial job, and you have to categorize the people in different groups. Some people by sending just a postal delivery is enough. Invitation by postal delivery. Many people you have to personally visit. Some people again over phone you have to talk, even though you send the card. Like that, you have to classify all the invitees uh, and into different groups, and a different way you have to send the invitation. Okay, invitation. Next, very core food. Food, proper arrangement. Food is not good. Whatever arrangements you make and all that, everything will be futile. So here the most challenging thing is how many guests. Suppose you have distributed 1,000 cards. How many guests you expect? No, there are so many other variables are there. Suppose if it is a working day, if it is a holiday, it is weekend, it is a day of downpouring, lot of heavy rain is there, or that is the season of summer holidays, and on the particular day many marriages are there. On the particular day local strike is there. Like that, many variables are there. You cannot estimate the number of guests. Then how can you prepare food? That is the thing. All this, there are a lot of dynamism is required. The type of people you have to appoint for catering. Otherwise, everything goes waste. Next, purchases. Next, customary activities. Actually, marriage means so many customary activities are there. Like this, you can find many activities like this. Once if you are able to list out like this and all that, then again bifurcate and all that, you can get 100% clarity. Prepare this chart and show it to somebody, and appoint people, appoint responsible people for each and every job. Make them accountable. Then everybody will be responsible and smart also, because one responsibility and is entrusted to one person, he feels great because he feels that he is a reliable person. So he takes it as a challenge and try to justify his role. Understand? In this way, you can top-down modular approach helps you a lot. Now, no chaos. With a brain of chaos and confusion, you cannot perform anything. That you understand that your brain should be very clear. So only with this chart, just one day is enough. You take the opinion of second opinion of the experienced person. Many people will help you in this context. Then once this is over, then is a good beginning. Means off ending. Don't worry. Then you will have peace of mind and you comfortably monitor things. Monitoring is very important. Then always it is in your pocket. The chart is in your pocket. Just pick. So in this way, top-down modular approach helps us a lot. This is a design. Actually, these two examples from real life. Real life. If you take up any programming task also, it is like that only. It is like that, and then you also can perform in the same manner. Just a simple programming task I give. This also, how can you divide? Just very simple, because already one example I have given in the previous lectures. Marks report. You have to prepare a marks report. A simple program, simple task also. How top-down modular approach you can uh, make. What are the subtasks in that? What are the subtasks? One is reading data. Second one is finding total marks, find average marks, print a report. So now you see this task you have taken, very simple task. For the sake of explaining the principle I have given, otherwise mentally only can do that. There are four subtasks in that: reading, finding total, finding average, and print report. In this way, you have to analyze and you have to identify subtasks. Here, in this, the great job is common sense, and a great job by using your common sense, you analyze the things. Actually, it is any big task if you take, it is like a big rock. Then you cannot carry it. Always you develop a diffidence. How can I carry this rock? Then, by your analysis, you can break it into pieces, carryable pieces. Then you never have any tension. Here, the same thing. By your analysis, analytical power, you are able to identify the subtask. Subtask first. After identifying the subtask, what you are doing? You are entrusting to the specialist. Who are specialists in that? One is specialist in cash management, other is in accommodation, other is in transport, other is in invitations, other is for food. Like that, you appoint a specialist in C language. All these specialists are called functions. Here, you write four functions. In order to, this is the main task, main function. Now, this is read data and find total, find average, print report. Four functions you write. Four functions, four functions. By collective contribution of these four functions, your job is performed. In the same manner, you think of this. You constructed this house. You constructed this house. How this house is constructed? By collective contribution of many specialists, the house is constructed. How this marriage function was organized? Well, because of the collective contribution of all these specialists, your house is, your function, marriage function was organized well. Understand? This is the technique in the top-down modular approach. With the help of top-down modular approach, we could dissect a main task into subtasks. Then design-wise, we can get 100% clarity. This is, as I already told you, this is half completion. Half completion means a good beginning is half completion. Now, here, mentally, we have 100% clarity. Next, after designing is over, we have to come to implementation. For implementation purpose, we adopt function-oriented programming, FOP approach. Actually, in real life, in order to perform any job, then what we do? We think of a specialist and we entrust the job to one or more specialists. And by collective contribution of all those specialists, our tasks are performed. Understand? That is the real life model. In real life, whatever may be specific name, we can call them as a specialist. Specialist means a painter is a specialist in painting. A cleaner is specialist in cleaning. A carpenter is specialist in woodwork. Like that, specialist. The general word is specialist. Here, mainly in C language, we call them as functions. So, with the reference to C language, if you understand this concept, you can understand better. Okay, now function oriented programming. For implementation purpose, we adopt this. So, first I show you the real life model. Real life is specialist oriented world. We implement our programs through specialist oriented approach. Now you see, this is you. You want to get your house cleaned. Then what to do? You appoint a cleaner. Okay. You appoint a cleaner. You want to get your house painted. Then what to do? You appoint two specialists, painter as well as cleaner. Painter for painting the house and a cleaner for cleaning the house after painting is over. Next, you want to get your house shifted. Then what you do? You appoint three specialists, packer, lifter, and a mover. Mover. Here, three types of specialized jobs are required. One is packing, second one is lifting, and third one is moving from one place to other. So this is the model. You want to get your house constructed, then you appoint several specialists like architect, engineer, mason, plumber, transporter, electrician, welder, carpenter, like that, a number of specialists you appoint. This is the real life model. You may not name it, but I call this procedure as specialist oriented approach. Whenever a task is to be performed, then we analyze that and which specialists are required for that, which are the specialized jobs in that we analyze, and thereafter we entrust every subtask to a specialist who can handle it properly. That is the real life model. So, how your house is constructed now? Just analyze. By collective contribution of all these specialists, your house is constructed. By collective contribution of the three specialists, packer, lifter, and mover, your house is shifted. And collective contribution of two specialists, your house got painted as well as cleaned. And by contribution of the cleaner, your house cleaned. This is the model. Here, you may wonder, otherwise you may think in this angle, we entrust all these jobs to one person or one set of persons. Here, that in that way you should not think. Here, you have to, these are three specialized jobs. One person may perform three jobs, that is different. When he is packing goods, packing some specialization is required, then is the packer. When he is lifting the goods and all that, some care and caution, some expertise is required. He is the lifter. And while he is moving the goods from one place to other, he is like a transporter. So here one person is doing or set of persons are doing immaterial. So what is the nature of the job? Nature of the job, actually in C language, there is a strict principle. What is that principle? Every identifiable, independent, identifiable job should be entrusted to a function. Okay, little later I explain it. Now, this is the real life model. In C, also actually here a real life task we perform, and in C language computational task we perform. Now the computational task, here we call all these people as specialists. There we call them as functions. That is the difference. Now you see, if I spell this word painter, you can understand what he does. Carpenter, what he does. Architect, what he does. You know that. In the same way, in C, we have to write functions. Function is indicated by the symbol. Okay. Now, one identifier, one name you have to write. The name should represent what it is doing. If I tell painter, you are able to understand what is his specialization. When I tell carpenter, you are able to understand what is his specialization. In the same way, when you are defining functions in C, then you have to give names like this. Just a few examples I give. Then read data or read marks, one function. What is the job of this function? It reads marks and calculate total marks. What is the job of this function? It takes the marks as input and finds the total marks and returns. Its input is taking marks, set of marks, and it finds the total and outputs total marks. Okay. Next, one more example. Print report. Print, let us say, marks report. Much clear. Print marks report. What is the job? All the necessary data required for a marks report, it takes as input and prints the marks report in a formal manner. Okay, like this. Understand? These are called functions. So now let us, in order to have clear understanding over functions, I give you some examples. By that, you can have a clear understanding over functions. C is purely function oriented programming language. Every function, every C program is collection of one or more functions. That means without a function, you cannot write a C program. Every function, every C program must at least should have one function. One function. Now you see, in all these examples, I have written you. You means what is the role of you here? You. You are the manager of all these activities. You organize, you are coordinating all these activities. Your role is like a manager. So, in all these examples, first I have written you, thereafter I have described the set of activities. Now, here, in the same way, to play the role of you, one function is there. What is that? Main. Main is like a manager. What is the role of you? In all these examples, the same role main plays. Main function. So, without main function, we cannot write any C program. So, main is the main function, or you can treat it as a manager of your program. Manager means you should have an office. This is his office. This indicates the beginning of the program. This indicates the ending of the program. So you imagine this. This is the manager function, and this is office. Now we have interested, assume that we have interested a task. What is the task? Printing marks report. Printing marks report. Printing marks report you take. It is a very small task you take up. If you analyze that, you can find 4 subtasks. What are the subtasks? Reading marks, finding total marks, finding average marks, print report. Now, main function calls 4 functions to perform the job. What is that? Read marks. This is the first function. What is job? What is job? It's suppose your marks 45, 56, 67, 72, 91. It reads the marks. It takes the mark from keyboard and stores it in computer memory. That process is called reading marks on spreadsheet. After reading marks, what you have to do? You have to calculate tot, total marks. Total marks. Actually, this function has collected all the data, read the data, and stored in the memory. Now, calculate total marks. What it is doing? It is taking all the data like P1 marks in paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, paper 4, paper 5. It will take it calculates the total marks using mathematical formula. Total marks is equal to P1 plus P2 plus P3 plus P4 plus P5. It outputs technically it is called returns. This returns total marks. It returns total marks. Its input is marks. Marks in 5 papers. Its output is total marks. Next, calculate average marks. What is the mathematically? You think in the mathematical angle, then mathematically what is its input? Its input is total marks. What it outputs by using mathematical formula? How you can calculate average marks? Average mark is equal to total mark by 5. Then what it returns? Average mark. Okay. Now next one, print marks a report. What is the input of this? All this is input because all this data comes into marks report. Then it prints, it does not return anything. It prints marks report in a readable format or conventional format. This is the way. Now already just recollect the example. In order to get your house shifted, you called 3 people, 3 specialists. One is packer, second one is lifter, third one is mover. Now the how you behave, main also is behaving like this. Main, you have entrusted a task to the main. You are the boss. Now main is your manager. You entrusted a task to your manager. Prepare a marks report. Then your main is calling specialist. Here the same words used. Then it is quite realistic, representing real life world. Re- then you see main called read marks for reading marks. Thereafter main called calculate total marks. Then it calculated total marks and returned. Then main called calculated average marks and it calculated average marks by total marks by 5 and returned average marks. Then print report collected all the data as input and prints the output like this. See that how you behave in real life. Exactly programming is also like that. That's why every time I go on repeating the same thing. So from study every concept from real life angle, then by that you can easily own the concept. Naturally you can explain. No by hearting. You can please others. You will have lot of stuff in writing exams. Naturally you can explain to the interview board. Interview board people, because earlier they might have interviewed many people. I can dare say nobody would have explained in this manner. Your explanation is quite pragmatic, natural, and interesting. And the interview board people also are educated with this system. So, from the beginning, you study subject like this. Every concept you can study like this. And in order to achieve perfect command over this, one more example I give you. And here one point you understand. Don't confuse with this. Don't mingle the points. Actually, both are complementary, but you should understand them properly. Now, first, I introduce you top-down modular approach. Top-down modular approach is the design. Already I told you there are two phases: design phase and design phase Second one is implementation phase. In design phase, we dissect the main job into subtasks and all that. Thereafter, then each one is like a module. Each subtask is like a module. For implementing a module, we appoint several specialists. Suppose approvals, appointments, and purchases. Like that, we modularize. So here, that is meant for designing. Here in function-oriented programming, for the sake of implementation, for performing, for implementing each subtask, we appoint functions, we appoint specialists. One example I tell you, now you are constructing a house on your own. So you appointed for putting roof, laying roof on the house, you appointed one specialist called called roof maker. What is his job? He lays the roof. Roof maker, one person you appoint, one specialist you appointed. Then in turn, roof maker appoints one person is called centering person, centering. This centering specialist, what he does, the centering specialist make the iron frames, you might have observed. Before laying the roof, iron frames, embedded iron frames are made and all that systematically. For that, one specialist is there. Roof maker calls the centering person. Centering person, his centering job for bending and fixing and all that, he calls the welder. Like in real life, you call them as subcontracts. Here you see, now you are constructing your house, you appointed a roof maker appointed a centering person, and centering person appointed a welder. After completion of welding job, centering is over, roof making maker will complete roofing. Thereafter, you can proceed. Understand the same model how you behave in the real life. Uh, Here also behave in the same fashion. One point you have to understand: top-down modular approach and function-oriented programming looks closer. These are complementary jobs, but top-down modular, but both are not same. Top-down modular approach we adopt in designing phase, and function-oriented programming we adopt in implementation phase. This point you have to understand, and in order to get your knowledge crystallized on this issue, I'll give you one more example. Now, our second example is printing a hotel cash bill. Every day you go to hotel, or frequently you go to hotel. There, first he gives you a menu card. Thereafter, you choose certain items. Then, after placing order, after eating, he issues a bill, and you you pay the bill. Here, actually, as this is an imaginary thing, menu also we should print. Menu also we print, and here, thereafter, we have to print cash bill. First, we have to understand. Already, I told you in the basic, we must understand the domain. Here is a simple and a known domain, and what outputs you have to produce. The first one, is menu. In the menu, what is required? A item name, rate, item name, rate, name, rate. Like that, menu is there. Next, come to cash bill. Cash bill is this. In cash bill, what are the now every cash bill is in three sections. The first section is uh, this caption, taste gallery, fast foods. Like that, one caption is there, other address, other details will be there. Here, thank you, visit again. Here, in the body of the bill, what are there? Item name, numbers, rate, amount. This is there. Finally, what is there? Total amount, total bill amount. Here, item wise, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the final. Okay. Now, this is the understanding problem. Actually, problem domain and solution. What you are expecting exactly from your program, that you should have clarity. Clarity. Thereafter, how to implement function oriented programming. I write just you don't bother about C language or anything. Just I am explaining you a strategy, function oriented programming. Now, which functions you have to appoint, how to analyze that, dissect it. Thereafter, how you appoint functions, you must know. That is my basic intention. If you do not know a bit of C language or any other language, don't worry. In order to understand this, understand simple common sense is enough. No much intelligence. So common sense. By this, you can understand what is top-down modular approach and what is function oriented programming approach. Both you can understand. Now, this is the main. Already I told you. This is the workshop of the. This is the office of the main. Here, what task we have given? The task is printing hotel cash bill. This is the task we have entrusted to the main. So, main has to print, call specialist, different specialist. First, it has to analyze this and performing each subtask, it has to call a specialist. Here, one very important element, the principle strictly should be adopted in C language. What is that? Every independent identifiable job should be entrusted to a different function. Now, already one example, marks report you have seen. Two simple jobs are there. One is calculate total marks. Only one line of code. Total marks is equal to P1 plus P2 plus P3 plus P4 plus P5. Second one, average. Average marks. Average marks is equal to total marks by 5. In one line, even though we have defined separate functions. Separate functions. So, that is the strict principle you should follow. So, finding total marks is a different job, independent job, and finding average marks is totally a different job. So, for both of them, you should not write one function. Technically, it is possible, but what name you give? Here, the question is one principle is if you are able to give name comfortably without any much thinking, then you are on the right path. Otherwise, you are behaving against the this principle. Now, what we are able to give name very comfortably. Calculate total marks. Calculate average marks. Suppose both tasks you have given to one function. Which name you give? Lot of confusion. That's why if you are able to give name to a function very easily, then you are on the right path. Otherwise, just think twice. So, whether it is big or small, every independent job you entrust to a separate function. That is the basic principle you must adopt. Now, here you see which functions we have to appoint. First one, print menu. Now, this is the thing. It prints menu. Next, what is the subtask? Here you see 1. This is the caption. This is the thank you. This is the body of the bill. This is the finding total. These are the subtasks involved in that. Now you see. Second one, print caption. What is the job of print caption? This part it prints. Okay. And this part also static part. So this also caption and head it prints. Okay. Thereafter, what is required? Body. Now, body purpose, every customer gives their unique order. So, read items. Okay, every customer gives a different set of order, a different set of items. So, reading items, this is the second job. Okay, now reading items, idli, two numbers, rate 10 rupees, idli, two numbers, item 10 rupees, vada, one item, 15 rupees. Then, that is the thing. Now, read items. After that, what is required? We have to find out itemized total. So, itemized total. Just you understand, just for analysis purpose, I am giving. Now, you read this thing. Customer gives. What is the item? How many numbers? Rate. Of course, hotel owner knows and all that. So, customer need not tell, hotel owner enters. Then, here, itemized total is this. Suppose 2 idli, 2 into 10, 20, 1 into 15, 15, like this. So, second task is itemized total. So, after itemized total, what is required? Uh, this is find bill amount. Find bill amount means this thing. This is the sum of all this column is bill amount. Then print body. These are mere calculations. Now you see, read item. Items are read and stored in the memory. Nothing is displayed. Itemized total. Itemized total is calculated and stored in the memory. Hmm? And find bill amount, that is calculated, stored in the memory. So, what is required? Now, this we are able to, this one, print caption, prints this one. Who will print? And print body prints this one. Okay, next, what is required? Print thank you. Let us name it as thank you. It prints this. With this, now you see how we analyze. Now, main called 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 functions. Now, how this is printed? By collective contribution of all these 7 functions, your task is performed. What is your task? Printing hotel cash bill along with the menu. In this manner, uh, you can analyze things. Any task you can perform. So, once this is the prerequisite, then if you take up any task, any programming task, you have to dissect in top-down modular approach, and you decide it, you divide it into modules and all that. After that, for performing each and every module, we appoint functions. One thing, there may be one module. For implementing one module, you may require several functions. One function, already I gave you an example. Roof maker calls centering person calls welder, like that. How you behave in real life, in here also you behave in the same fashion. And here you see, if you are able to understand the real spirit of this example, you understand what is a top-down modular approach. Top-down modular approach is used in the designing phase, and function-oriented programming approach is used in the implementation phase. Both are complementary. Don't confuse. Top-down is totally a, a mental job, because as it is a design, this is the physical job. Here you write code for the sake of implementation. So, in this way, any task you take, any computational task you take, you must be in a position to analyze that. That's why from the beginning, I am telling you, common sense is core. Here, not intelligence, common sense. You love programming. Automatically, you can, once you get result and all that, automatically you can love programming. And here, actually, in order to help you, I know the weakness because weakness of the students because I have been interacting with the students past decades, few decades. That's why they cannot tell their problems on their own. Most students, 99% students are dumb in the classroom. They cannot express. Actually, they feel modesty. If they express a silly doubt, others may laugh at it and all that, is that doubt. That's why I understand the students' problems and at the same time I find out the solution. In my all series of the books, I have given solved one only. Unsolved are not even 5%. Because once I give the solved one, I am not encouraging copying and all that. But your door should not be closed. So, if you want to work out and all that, initially, I always tell you to apply your brain and make your effort. And then think of my problem. Your doors are fully closed. That means you are not able to get result by any case. Then you look at my program, or otherwise you got success. Then verify how I did, how you did it. One thing I am telling you, you may write a better program than me. Understand? I am not ultimate. Now, Sachin Tendulkar is much superior to his guru. Understand? Here, sky is the limit. Nobody is ultimate. That's why I am just guiding you through my system. That's why you can think better. But a few months, a lot of resentment is there from the brain. So that you overcome. And one day you start enjoying. One thing I am telling you, programming is neither grape nor banana. It is coconut. If it is a grape, simply swallow that. If it is a banana, after peeling off, you can eat. But coconut, you have to break the shell and you have to scrap it, then only you can enjoy it. Programming is like that. I am telling the truth. So it is neither grape nor banana. So initially, little discipline, commitment, hard work, exercise, common sense, all these attitude, all this, definitely I do that. Just a few days, if you are able to do, just you start loving program. Once you start loving program, then you enjoy it. Where you enjoy, you never tire. You can work more. If midnight sleep is broken also, you can sit on the computer and perform some programs. In your sleep also, I know that many programmers, real programmers, in their sleep also, they conceive new ideas, new logic. Understand? Such a wonderful commitment they will have. Automatically, they do their regular work only. Their one thread in the brain functions on the program or logic. So, automatically you put in that position. What is the great advantage you can enjoy? At the same time, you can ensure a career. So, first understand the first model in the design phase is function FOP, function oriented programming. And after this, I will explain in another lecture. You can find object oriented programming. WOO. So, after understanding this only, you can understand that. Otherwise, it may be Greek and Latin. Understand? So, in this way, mentally win first before studying languages and all that. Uh, that what is the environment? First, you understand in which you have to work.